Hi guys, Ronda Winstead here with you. Hello, hello, hello. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. So I thought we would spend some time together. What are we doing today? Well, this is the last week of this first 5-item challenge digitally. Excuse me. I do fine, and then I get on the video and I start to cough. Okay, drink of water. Keep my water handy. Yes, so the first week, a couple of weeks ago, I did Barbara's, LUISE did mine, and Barbara did Louise's. Last week, I did Louise's. Louise did Barbara's, and Barbara did mine. So this third and final week of this one, I'm sure we'll probably be doing this again. There have been a lot of requests, and it's been super fun, and we love the fact that you have joined with us and that you have downloaded our free digitals, many of you, and hope to, have those of you that haven't, maybe you'll take a peek and see if you'd like to join us. We love that. So this week we're each working with our own digitals. So that's what I'm doing today, and here are my instructions. Number 1, you may not use scissors or a rotary cutter for this challenge. Be creative. Yay! Bummer. Ooh. Okay. Number 2, make a paper ruffle using one of the images from these digitals, using either hand or machine stitching. Okay. Number 3, the postcard must be your main focal point. So that's this. This must be the main focal point. If you love using, this is number 4, if you love using pastels, you must use some black, brown paint or other mediums. And if you love using dark colors, you must use some pastel paint or other medium. So I prefer pastels, so I have to use some dark elements. Doesn't say all, some. And I'm going to take that some literally. Okay, and number 5, you may use up to 3 additional items from your stash. Happy creating, my dear, dear friends. Ronda Winstead. Well, okay, Ronda Winstead, let's see what we can do. Okay, so I have printed these out, but I have also, to save time, torn and ripped my individual items out separately, and I will show you how I did that. So my tear ruler is how I did these, just, I ripped it, and you can see the rough edges around. Okay. And I did the same with this little guy. These are actually, this is tatting. And I found them, they were just the sweetest little things, just in an envelope where someone had tatted little flowers, and then they had drawn with a pen and added the green leaves. It was just the cutest thing. So anyway, I copied those. That's one of my digitals. And then, of course, this I tore as well. This is a scan of a piece of fabric that I have. And this was an old postcard that I have. Now this one I tore with a straight ruler. And so you can see the difference. And this didn't go so well there. Okay. And this one I tore as well. So, okay. So I can add up to 3 different, let's see, let me read it again. 3 different items. Okay. And so I'm not including that to be like my glues and that kind of thing. I'm not getting that literal about it because well, I don't recall exactly when I wrote up the requirements, but I'm pretty sure I was thinking like supplies, like papers and images and that kind of thing. Okay, so this is what we've got to work with. This is definitely a winter image. So I could go ahead and make this for an upcoming winter journal or fall journal. That could be nice. And I think that I'm probably going to want to get rid of this, or at least tone it down, take it away or something. Now, I'm not going to use my rotary cutter. Excuse me. I'm not going to use my scissors. So I can use, like, I could use a kitchen knife. I could get a kitchen knife. I've got an X-Acto knife. I could stitch, I could stitch around and do it with an empty needle so that it perforates it and it just tears apart. Maybe that's what I'll do. Okay. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to turn the camera off and I'm going to stitch in this dark brown area with the needle, with a very close stitch with no thread in it, and we'll see if that will perforate it for us. I'll be back. Okay, can you see the perforated lines? I did a 1.5 stitch, and I think that will work pretty good. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, we kind of take for granted the using of scissors and such, don't we? I do. Goodness. This gives me a really good appreciation for those of you that did my challenge. Thank you. And the pictures that you've shared with me, that's awesome. Well, okay, now let's see. Maybe if we bring in our X-Acto knife and kind of get it started, maybe a little bit. Okay. Then can we go ahead and tear nicely? Oh no, if we can't tear nicely, I'll go ahead and use the X-Acto knife. Okay, I think I'm getting it. Okay. Oh, golly. Well, I definitely think when I do this again that I won't use the no scissor thingy as one of the parameters, I think, because I'm not sure I love this. Oh, Barbara and Louisa, you guys did great with my with my instructions. Now, if I can just do it myself, Okay. Woo. Woo, woo, woo. We could make that into I don't know. We can make that a booklet or something. Okay, let's think about this. This is supposed to be the main event. I think I'll just go ahead and tear this. I'm not sure I'll even use the frame, but we'll see. If I am using, now, like, what if I fold this? And I'm using this as a, I don't know. What about using this as a, what if I do this in half? How does this turn this? Okay. So, if I want this to be like on here, then I have to cut this down. I have to cut this down. And, okay. Is this going to be a page or is this going to be a... Okie dokie. Oh, and then let's not forget. Let's not forget. Bring a little bit more color to it. Oh, mama, 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 mama. Oh, mama, 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 mama. Let's see. I have this really stiff paper that, oh, let's see. I was reading that again thinking, well, can I cut my other elements? And it's for the whole challenge. Boogers. Boogers, I say. It's a lovely day today. Look at the sunshine. Today and every day. Since I met you. Ooh, ooh. Okay, I'm going to have to think on this, guys. So I'm not going to drive you mad by having you just sit there and think with me forever. And you've probably already done the challenge, and I'm just coming to the party. But I will. I'm going to give it a little think, and then I will be back. Okay, I have been giving this a little think, and I think the hardest thing for me is trying to come up with what do I actually want this to be. Do I want this to be a journal page? And if I do, is it going to be a fall-winter journal? Is it going to be, you know, Thanksgiving? Is it going to be, you know, what is it going to be? And if it's not going to be a journal, then, or a journal page, then is it going to be a card, a bit of ephemera, something to put in a journal? So that's the part that I'm trying to really fine-tune a little bit, I guess. Now, I did grab this. This is one item. This is glassine paper that I have previously coffee and ink dyed pink, and I was thinking about maybe covering this with this, and if I did that, then I could use this as a, you know, a journal card. This is the challenge for me. This is the challenge. If I fold this in half this whatever-y, like-y, and I do it in one bit, then it's too wide. But, so I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to cut it. And, okay. All right. So I think that's what we're going to do. Let's just go sort of in between. So we got a little bit of tree on both sides. Now I could also do something of this nature and have it, but I don't think it would show up as, if I did it that way, as the star, as the main event. And as you can see, I'm folding back and forth, back and forth. Boy, this reminds me when I was in elementary school, and so you did the tear thingy, and you folded it several times to get what you wanted. Okay. Already I like that better. Okay, so this, already I like this better. I like that better too. Do. But I think I love this, and so I think what I want to do is go ahead and stitch this on. Now, should I stitch it on this side too, so you could, you know, write and do your thing on that? Or should I take one of these pages, but that would be number 2, wouldn't it, if I do that? 1, 2. I was going to say I could, I'm not sure if I want to use one of my elements, one of my items for that. So I think what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to stitch this on, and I am going to spray coffee and other dye on there perhaps. But first of all, we got to attack the size of this, don't we? Oh, yay! Yay, yay, yay! All right, let's get out a ruler. Is this the best one that I have? I used to have a metal ruler. I don't know what I did with that. It had a metal edge. Oh well. We'll go ahead and we'll use this one again. We'll just use the bigger size. Okay, first of all, I'm going to want to take off an edge. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, ripping is good. Okay, there's some crunch for you. And let's go ahead and do this. Okay. Now, let's put that on, and we shall, it's not impossible to work without scissors and such, but I will say it definitely makes the stress level go up a little bit. This is fun though. I mean, honestly, I had no idea when I made these digitals, you know, prepared them. I didn't have in my mind a certain anything, really. Okay. We can put that away. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stitch that down. First of all, I will do this, and this is something that I do with my book pages that I make and sell in my Etsy shop. So yeah, this is a very comfortable, I mean, it's comfortable, the stitching part, and that also takes care of, oh, but I'm supposed to do the ruffle with the hand stitching or the machine. Okay, well, anyway. All right, I'm going to go ahead and sew that, and then I'm going to take this over and coffee dye to tone this down, and I shall return. Okay, I have spritzed this with some coffee and ink, and now I am going to just close that. Alrighty. So this can very easily be a page in my journal. Okay. And I'm liking the, you know, the goodiness, the deliciousness kind of going on here. Okay, if I do something like this, and I say I have this element here, and I do something like that, and something like that. Let's see. Do I like that? And what about this? Okay, so one of the things that I have to use is darker paint, partly darker paint. So I think what I'm gonna do, a thin, I think I may go ahead and paint. Oh, and I have this too. For that matter, I could just whoop that in there. All right, let me grab my paint stuff and let us see what we can do here. Let me get something to paint on. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint that black, since I have to use a darker color, and I do normally work with lighter colors. So let's go ahead and we'll just, you know, we'll just do it. It really is fun, you guys, to challenge yourself. And these digital challenge have really, they really have challenged me. Seriously, I'm just like, oh, Barbara, oh, Louisa, what? And now I'm like, oh, Rhonda, as well. But it's a good thing. It's not. I'm not complaining at all. I think it's been a great great, great experience. And I'm glad when I had this idea that my dear friends were willing to join me, and then we all collabed together to try to get the best bang for our buck and, you know, toss ideas off each other and such so we could come up with what we thought was a pretty good idea. Hoped so anyway. Okay. All right, let's let that just dry. We'll just kind of let that go for a second. Have to do a ruffle. I'm wanting this to be dark. Now normally I use vintage photo, but for this one I am actually going to use walnut stain because it's a browner brown, not a reddish brown. And so I'm going to use that to ink around the sides here. And we shall see. I kind of like the little perforation dots there from the sewing machine. That was kind of fun to do. I've actually done that before, but only once, as I recall. I don't remember what project I was working on, but anyway. And obviously this is looking like it should be more for a winter journal, which means I may have to make me a winter journal because I don't have one. And so, yeah, don't want any of the white or where it was perforated. Okay, let's see. Okay, that looks better. Now, these little guys, okay. Let me dip in here and get some water and just kind of wipe that paint off. That's driving me nuts. I know, it should be fine, and it is, but just, okay, so I've got this much done. Now, I will tell you, normally when I sew these pages, they're covered on both sides, and it's book pages, it's not digitals, but I normally sew with a zigzag on each side of the page. But because this is busy, I didn't want to do that. And the edge is also busy. And so I didn't want to do that for that reason. All right, let's see if we can bring in our frame. It's not quite dry. I think I better let that dry just a little bit. And I think what I'm going to do, I hate to do it, but I think I'm going to have to dye these as well. I have to do something with them, or they're going to, you know, just scream. They're just going to look like a sore thumb. Really, in not a good way. Now, what if I did this way? Had that be my frame. Inside, we're just thinking, guys. No commitments here yet. We're just chatting, talking it over. Feel free to tell me what you think I should do. Problem is, by the time you see this video, it's too late. It's too late, baby. Now it's too late. Though we really did try to make it. Carole King, right? Something inside us. Okay, let's see. Do I even like that? Do I? Do I like it? Do. All right. Okay, now let's try it without. Let's take a peek without. It just takes a minute to figure this out, my dear friends. It do. It really, really do. I don't know, what do you think? Is it better with, without? Okay, another think time. I'm going to play with that a little bit more. I'm also going to do some painting or splattering or, you know, at least a bit of a wash to tone this down. And I may tone this down as well. We shall see. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this yet. One of the things that I'm actually thinking about here, if I don't use this for the frame, excuse me, let me get another drink. Is I may rip these in strips and use this as my paper ruffle. So, a little more thinking to do. I shall return. Okay, right now you can see that I am just making some lines and such on my paper with, this is Pale Plum. It's an old Stampin' Up. I don't know that they even have those inks anymore. But we are going to play with that a little bit. Okay, I've come up with something that I hope will work. Anyway, we're going to give it a try. We're going to give it the old college try. Okay. Okie dokie. Okay, so you can see what I've been doing. I've just kind of been playing around here a little bit. Now, this is element number 2. And it's an old vintage book page, an Italian book page. And I am going to... Now, you can also see this. Look what I've fussy cut out. This is going to be a little cluster of flowers in a corner. I thought that was brilliant. I don't know what you think, but I thought it was pretty smart. The key is trying to keep it you, but still working within the parameters, you know, what we have given each other, because we're different artists. And if you've followed me for a while, you will know that I love to work with pink and light colors and springy. I mean, I do. I love it. And that I really don't use very often dark colors. And I know that both Louisa and Barbara, Louisa especially uses dark colors in her work. It's very beautiful. And Barbara does too, but she also loves blues. But not so much. She doesn't work so much in pink anymore. And Louisa hates pink. And you will recognize that if you watched her video on highlighting my digitals. She loved the pink, didn't you? Didn't you, Louisa? Anyway, yeah. But what I loved was she ended up with something that was so her, you know, and she followed the instructions, but she made it work for her, and I think that's what we're doing here. Now I'm recording this at a time when I have not actually seen Barbara's yet, her version of working with my digital. And I have actually seen, at the beginning, I had not seen any videos, but of course, the first Friday that we had them up, we viewed each other's videos and commented and such about it. So I haven't seen what Barbara has done with mine, so that'll be interesting to see. And I'm sure that it will absolutely be her as well. Okay, so let's see. A little flowery doodaddy here. I think what I was thinking of on this was just giving this just a, you know, just another element is what my thought was. Okay. And because I don't want to spend all night here working on my version, I'm going to just try to just put it down. I do hope, though, that you guys have had fun. I hope you've been enjoying working along with us, and it's been fun to be able to offer you the digitals, and anyway, for free, and just to make it interesting. Okay, continuing on. Now, I did cut these into strips, and I still have to do a paper ruffle, so I may utilize that in that manner. But I think what I want to do, well, no, I don't. Well, I do, but wait a minute. Let's get rid of that page. I want to go around here first and ink my edges. And so this will, I am bringing in the purple, a plum purple, which is a browner purple than some. And people use it for Halloween these days, actually for some time. And so it totally works. And let's see, let's get that and get this and turn it over. Get it on this side, So what have you been working on, my dear friends? It's the weekend again. Is that crazy? Just seems like the time is just flying by. Oh. Okay. All right, now we've got the inside. Let's go ahead and ink on the inside as well. That will make a nice edging, I think. And we can leave this totally blank for journaling. I could do a little more if I want. I mean, and I do have one more element that I can bring in. One more something or other. Okay. Now, right side. Which is the right side? Nope. Yep. I guess that's good when you can't tell, because if I do get it upside down, it won't be that drastic. Okay, now we'll start just just a minute. Just a minute. What if I wanted to just kind of slap into something? Yeah, that's not floating my boat. So let's go ahead and let's glue our frame down. I am happy, I think, with how this is turning out so far, anyway. Ooh, glob. Pick up the globs. All right. I'll just set this in place. Ooh, that's wrong. This is right. Ooh, how did I do that? I'm not sure. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and, I think that's a little crooked. I think that's a little crookedy. Ugh. Crookedy. We don't like crookedy. We don't want crookedy. We want straighty. Okay. All right, now what's next? What's next? I think we shall glue that in that little page. That's a fun little addition. We will. I love using old book pages too. Oh, there's just something very, I don't know, using old vintage things in my art. Just, it's kind of a connection with history and people of the past, and just, you know, wonder about their lives and all that kind of thing. I really like that. This was very fortunate that this frame and this little book page, they're perfect. Size-wise, that's perfect. Here's the other side of the, the other page to that. Okay, continuing on. Now we shall, and I do feel like, let's see, if I do it this way, nope, I like it this way better. I do, I really, really do. But do I want it like, nah, I don't like that. Well, let's get this one set, and then we'll worry about the other one. First of all, let's get rid of this page so it doesn't glue up our images and they stick to that instead of where we want them to stick. I am enjoying these glue sticks. They do have a tendency to be soft. At least, I don't know, maybe my hands are warmer or something, super warm, and that it melts it a little bit. I don't know. But the advantage, I don't love it that it's soft, because you do get little bits here and there, But one thing I do like about it being soft is it covers really well. Do I want it that way? No. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think this is going to work well. We shall see. Okie dokie. Okay, we are getting there, my dears. That'll be better when it's, when it's dry. But I do love the texture. I like all that gooiness. All right, now we can have one more. So one more, yeah, one more element, and I still need to do this with stitching, either by hand. Oh, okay. Well, okay. I could do that in the corner. We could do that in the corner. Da dee da 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 bum ba da da da. Or I could bring that down here. Da 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 da. Now if I do this here, I'm going to want to have something here. Now I've got these little flowers. Yeah, I don't like that. I could put this down like this. It totally takes away the person there, but that's not horrible. So I could do that there, and then let's see, what if we put our little bouquet of flowers up yonderish. Okay, I like that. All right, so let's get some more of this. And we will just go ahead and ink our ruffle. Hopefully it'll fold back up the way I want it to. Okay. Okay, here we go. Now what I want to decide, do I want to go ahead and stitch this in? Because I could go ahead and stitch this along the bottom. I think that's what I will do. All right, hang on. I'm going to go ahead with you guys here with me. Sorry for the noise, but I think that this will work nicely. All right, let's get it in there. I am stitching that down. Okay. So that, now of course I'm going to glue the rest of it down, but that allows it so that this back page is totally free for writing. So now let's just go ahead and I'll put my art glitter glue down, and we shall put this down and even bring that up, and we will just hold that down, hold it there. Okay. And let's see, which do we want to be our center-ish? Well, I think this one. So now I am gluing my flowers down. And let's see, do we want them to kind of, maybe a little bit? Actually, I'm surprised at how much fun I have had even using the icky black frame. I mean, hello. I like it. I like it. How weird is that? Totally bizarre. Totally, totally, totally. Okay. We'll just trim that off a little bit. Okay, so did I have one more element or did I not? Let's count. I want to make sure that I'm not cheating. Okay, so this paper was an element. This book page was an element, which you've got the other part of it that I can use. And the other things are already, they're supposed to be there, right? And here's, okay, so I've got that in. I want something here to cover this. And what might that be? What might that be? I could do a bow, and I could put a bow here. I could also just do a strip of one of these that I've already, you know, just one of these papers that I've already been using. Like I could, let's see, I could fold that over and, you know, do something that-ish. Or fold this and do that-ish. Or I could take some of this and do, oh, it would be so much easier to just cut that, dang it. Ah! Stupid instructions, Rhonda. No scissors or rotary cutter. Ah. I don't think I'm going to have that be an element again, but I'm not saying 100% sure because I want to give myself always the option. Always the option. All right, so if we did, say we did something like this-ish. And I'm just folding this in here, not that that's how it's going to be, but I'm just doing that so that I could do something like this, but then we've got that. So if I did this, then I would probably want to do something like that. Or, Or, let's keep an open mind. Or, let's see what we could do. Let's bring in some elements, because I do have some choices here still. Now I could do a little bow. Let's see if we were to do something like this. Let's see what that would look like. We could kind of make that work. So I could glue that down, and that would finish off. That could look nice. Okay. I could also do something like just, okay, let's see. Cutting out one of these little guys, these beautiful little crochet bits that are so pretty. Oh, so pretty. I could do that. Now that kind of has an appeal to me. Kind of like that. This is the right side though. If I do that, that's the right side. Okay. We're gonna do it. So here's my third element. And I'm just dabbing on some of the ink to tone that down a little bit. And then we're going to glue the back of this. And we will see. Who'da thunk? Who'da thunk? Press it down, press it down. And this, some of this is kind of wrinkled a bit when I lie it flat and put some heavy books over it. That will help to tone that down and let it lay flat. Okay, so, let's see if we've done everything. I hope I haven't forgotten anything. You may not use scissors or rotary cutter. Check. Make a paper ruffle, one of the images, using hand or machine stitching. Check. Postcard must be your main focal point. Check. Pastels I love, so I had to use some dark. And 3 additional items. All right, guys. We are done. This was kind of fun. This was kind of, this is kind of very cool. All right, so this is my version of the digital challenge. So please go to both Barbara and Louise's channels and view their digitals and what they have done with them. View their videos. They'll be fabulous. I'm excited to see what they do with their own as well. So thank you guys. I love you, and I hope you got some inspiration and had some fun. So until next video, have a fabulous day. Bye-bye now.